This video is going to be about torque compensation. I have a new system for dealing with it.
14-year-old Woody in a weightlifting phase taking before pictures here. I spent the next 10 minutes explaining torque compensation and the old and the new system. I'm just going to voice over and try and crush that down to 1. When the propeller spins, it kind of makes the paramotor lean over like this. These lamels work, but you can see they kind of slide out of position and point straight. So they're not as effective as they could be. They never seem to operate at 100%, so it takes a lot of them to do the job. But they do work, it's just a lot for what it does. So here they are installed. There's 3 of them. You'll see, I move the camera in a moment here. There's a lot less surface area being pulled on compared to the lamels. I don't even know what you call these things. Are they 3D printed lamels? But they're on the edge of the hoop, so they should have a little better grab. And they're fixed, so they're never going to straighten out and just be like drag that goes straight through. They're always going to have that sort of turn the hoop the other way effect that you're looking for. One last thing to point out, in case it's not obvious to you, because it wasn't obvious to me years ago when I first saw a system like this, Scout Nirvana. This is based on how fast the prop pulls air past these air deflectors, lamels, whatever they are. I thought it was based on how fast the aircraft traveled through the air at first, but it's not. And it's better that it's based on the prop because the faster the prop spins, the more these things work. If the prop is idling, they barely do anything. If it sucks it through, it does a ton. So the more you need, the more you get. It's a cool system.
About to send it. I'm pretty sure it's not cool to say send it anymore, but I haven't been cool since Post Malone was born. I think he stole my swag. For a second, I forgot I was testing out the lamels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit full throttle and I'm going to observe how much I turn. I've done this like hundreds of times, maybe thousands. I have 57 hours on this, probably hundreds. And I know how it responds with nothing and with the lamels pretty good. So I'm going to have the brakes in my hand, but I'm not going to use them. Let's see. So, I need to turn because I don't know where my house is. My thought so far is that it is better than the lamels. It's almost there with the Scout. Now, the Scout has the added advantage of not having weight shift bars. So when you do an acro and I'm not using the motor on, it's dead straight. But I'm happy. Like you know what? Actually, the thought that's in my head, if this is a telling review. If Vince wants them back, he's from South Africa, he's going to have to come and get them. So the next thing I want to try is, oh, cool. I'm pretty much over the box. The next thing I want to try is some wingovers, and I'm going to try to tell if I can see any difference with less resistance on the netting. So just going to do some wingovers, no big deal. Maybe a tumble, I don't know. Feeling cute, might tumble later. Okay, let's tumble. Two-turn tumble. Get out. You guys want to do a sat? I bet you do. Nice, Woody. So I'm gonna say there's not much difference on the resistance and the netting. I'm not sure. I wish I had ran a better test. I'll have to do more. But here's the scoop. I had the motor running, and that gives me just a little bit of thrust. And I normally do it at idle, and I think I felt the difference between those two settings. So I'll have to do another acro run, see what's up. So how I handle low altitude acro or low acro, if you're curious, when I'm doing things that I'm kind of new to, I go to at least 3,000 feet. You can use your phone, or I use an altimeter watch to get your true altitude, but don't just eyeball it, because it's fairly difficult to know like the difference between 2,000 and 3,000. And I'm gonna guess I'm at like 400 right here. I'm at 600. Case in point. So when I get to like, 500 feet or something, I stop. When I get to 1,000 feet, I stop doing anything I'm not really good at. And that's my rule. From here, maybe just big ears, or maybe just nothing, Low acro, I kind of look down on it, and I feel like it's people who are looking for attention from people on the ground. And that's not what acro's for. Nobody cares about acro. And if you ever go to a fly-in, then what you'll see when people are doing low acro and you're standing in a crowd, everyone's talking smack about you. Like, no one's like, look how cool that guy is doing S-turns 20 feet off the ground. No one says that. Nobody. They're all just like, that's a bold pilot. His days are numbered. So, keep your acro up high. And just know that nobody cares. Nobody is impressed with it at all. There's like tens of people on the whole planet who give a hoot about your acro skills. So, just chill, bro. Do it up high. And I spend a lot of time in this community, kind of, and you just don't hear about people getting hurt doing high acro. That's not a thing. I mean, I'm sure it is, so maybe someone out there has an example. But low acro, goodness gracious, it's all the time. So don't be that guy, 1,000 feet's the hard deck. You're on a motor, probably, so you've got, like, all the altitude in the world. Just have some patience and have high standards for, like, when you start. And like I said, the things that you're new at, they go up top. If you're awesome at asymmetric spirals and you kind of suck at wingovers, then wingovers up top, asymmetric spirals down towards 1,000, and then stop. And that'll keep you a lot safer. I don't want you getting hurt. Maybe someone else out there does, but not me. Don't get hurt. Trying to be as cool as Tucker is. None of us are as cool as Tucker is. So just be you. No one's watching and no one cares. So I wonder if I could turn around in this little space. Yes, I can. This is not the right wing to do this with. It has low energy. So my rule on fields like this, do you see that house? I'm pretty certain that the people who own this place live in that house. And that's pretty common, in North Carolina, that all these fields, there's homeowners working the field and they live right next to it. So for that reason, I try not to fly in a field more than like once every week or two. My first instructor told me something that just burned into my head. And he explained that the first time people see a paramotor, it's the coolest thing. They're just totally excited about it. And what is that? Look at that guy. He's just sitting there. I can see the pilot. Neat stuff. The second time they see a paramotor, that's that guy. I remember him. And the third time, it's like, oh man, get that noisy thing away. What's he doing in my space? So try to keep your interactions to first or second time. If you put too much of a load on the same field, by load I mean your presence, then the homeowners are going to stop enjoying you. That's my advice.
Future Woody here. The camera died, and I wanted to sort of put a bow on the end of this video. Here's the scoop. I have almost 10 hours on these Lamels now, and they work. They work about the same as the ones that go in your netting do, but maybe have a little less drag because they're smaller. I think they're an improvement. If I were king, I think maybe they'd be a little bigger than they are to get closer to perfect. Like my stall recovery could perhaps be closer to perfect. But I like them, and it's what I'm going to rock going forward until something better comes along. The last thing, some of you might be wondering if this was like a paid review. It's not. I got these for free as kind of a demo, but I got the Lamels for free as kind of a demo too. So if that helps you sleep at night thinking I'm even and balanced, whatever. I suppose everyone's for sale, but I cost a heck of a lot more than some 3D printed Lamels. I just tell the truth on my reviews. So there it is. Pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with that wing over. Go, Woody. Am I going to do something cool? I don't think so. I think I'm just doing wing overs. Oh, I'm going to do a tumble. Yeah, Woody. Go big, Woody. So cool.